What's up, CFM? This is Coach Matt. It's Tuesday. We do our pressing deload cycle today. Let's begin with the warm-up. So 2 rounds through, start off with 15 calories, row, bike, or ski. And then I want you to take to the ground. We're gonna do some scorpion stretches. So on these ones, take your time, use the opposite arm to push into the ground so you can rotate further. You should feel a good stretch all the way down the front side of your legs, but then also into your torso and your chest when you do that. Hanging hip taps or 20 seconds of monkey hang, right? So this one, our hanging hip tap is supposed to be an active hang where I'm staying engaged on the arm that is touching this hanging from the bar, and my other arm is swinging down to touch my hip, right? So make sure you're not just like dead hanging there without your shoulders and your lats being engaged. We should be pulling the shoulders down, trying to stay in that active scap position when we're hanging there, okay? Reverse lunge to heel touch. So this one, I'm going to take a step backwards, touch the floor with my knee, and then rotate towards this leg that's forward and try to touch that heel with my opposite hand. Then this one, and now I'm rotating the opposite direction, trying to touch that heel with my hand. So I'm just getting a little oblique stretch, as well as exaggerating the stretch on the hip flexor of the leg with the knee down, okay? When we finish that, we're gonna go into shoulder press warm-up sets. Probably don't need too much warm-up because it's 4 sets of 8, percentage range in the 40 to 50%, and then we have some supersets to go along this one. So again, our shoulder press, this is our strict press from the standing position. So I take my stance, stand back a little bit from the rig, squeeze my butt, squeeze my quads, squeeze my abs. Chin moves first to get out of the way of the bar, pressing straight up overhead, replacing the head in between the arms, and then bring it back down to the shoulders. So no knees, no jump, everything rigid from the shoulders to the floor, okay? Our supersets, so single leg glute bridge with the elevated heel, right? So I'll lay down next to my bench in a position where I can have my knees at 90 degrees, and now I'm gonna take one leg and point it towards the sky, and I'm trying to keep this leg vertical the whole time. So using this glute and this leg to squeeze and push my hips up as high as I can get them, and then back to the floor. Squeeze, and then back to the floor. I'm not trying to push down or pull in, I'm just trying to squeeze that glute right there. So I'm trying to pin that heel straight into the vertical surface of, or the vertical force of that bench right there. Band face pulls and prone angels are next. So we got a little shoulder rehab movements here. So thumbs facing down, and I'm pulling and rotating and then extending. Pull, rotate, and extend. And the further I can get my hand like back past my head like that, the better, right? So if I can get that band to like wrap around my forehead, the more range of motion I can get pain-free on that, the better. And then our last one is just our prone angels. So just like our wall angels, let me make sure I get where I can see me here. I'm gonna start with my body on the ground, and now I'm trying to, from this lying prone position, squeezing my shoulders up and trying to extend my arms straight up over my head without letting my hands touch the ground, about this fast. And if this is just too easy for you, then you may feel free to grab a very light weight, like one of the half-pound weights or the 1 pound weights, or even a 2.5 pound weight, to make that a little bit harder. Make sure you don't arch away from the ground and take the pressure off the shoulders, right? We still want to be like in line with the ground so that my rotator complex, the rear delts, the scapular retraction muscles, those are what have to do the work on the prone angels, okay? And we're gonna get that every single set. So our shoulder press will take a little bit longer because of the extra volume of exercises in the superset. So we have a relatively short workout afterwards, and I'm just grabbing my kettlebell out of frame here. Sprint, carry, and core. So this one is another one of those quality over quantity workouts. We don't need a clock for this one because you're gonna be allowed to rest as needed in between each of the exercises. You will be watching a running clock as you accumulate the time in our stress positions, those isometric holds for core and shoulders, right? So keep your bar on, keep your bar at the same weight that you had it for the shoulder press, and that is gonna be one of our setups, and then we'll need a kettlebell for another one. The kettlebell does not need to be super heavy. This is definitely an accessory piece after the main one. So we'll start off with a descending time domain of a bike sprint, right? So this is where I want the focus of your high intensity effort for the day, right? 30-second sprint, 20-second sprint, 10-second sprint successively, right? So each round will start with that sprint. After you finish the sprint, you're gonna get your overhead hold, and we're going to accumulate 30 seconds in the overhead position. So if you want to set it down a little, that's fine. If you want to just pick it up from here and take it to the overhead position, that's fine too. 30 seconds just holding that good overhead position from seated, right? And then you can place the bar back in the rack. The next one is ring dip bottom position. So I'll have my rings set up such that I can get into a good dip bottom position and then apply resistance by slowly pulling my feet away from the ground, and I'm accumulating 30 seconds. So that could be 3 10s, 2 15s, 20 and a 10, etc. And then the last one, same set of rings, but we're gonna be supported at the extension, so as if I'm at the top of the dip, and we're gonna go into an L hold, right? And that's where we wanna be for our last 30 seconds, okay? And those are our 3 isometric exercises that we're finishing with. And that is it. I don't need the kettlebell. That was for tomorrow. Sorry for that distraction. That's it for today, right? Yeah, that's it for today. Okay. I was confusing a couple different days this week, so we have some other kettlebell. I've given the cat, let the cat out of the bag. There's some kettlebell stuff coming up very soon. All right, I'll see you guys.